Thank you. Robin McMahon to be followed by Sharon Hamilton.
Hi, everybody. So I want to talk about the discrimination policy. Now, in terms of adding or removing language, the research is very clear about whether this is divisive or not. The research very clearly states that adding language always decreases incidences of discrimination. There's no question about it. So as members of the school board, if you respect research and science, this is the path you'll choose. It's not a question. Anything else is unethical. It is borderline gaslighting, and it's wrong. You can't do it. And if you want to do it, you need to be very clear that that choice is a choice for discrimination in your schools. That's all.
Thank you. Sharon Hamilton to be followed by Charlotte McConnell.
Hi, I'm Sharon Hamilton. I'm a mother and a therapist in this community. I specialize in working with children, teens, and families. I've spoken to this board before about the importance of support for mental health services and suicide prevention in LCPS. I'm here tonight urging you to add the LGBTQ population to your anti-discrimination policies. I feel these two issues are related, and here are some facts to consider. The rate of suicide attempts is 4 times greater for LGBT youth and 2 times greater for questioning youth than for straight youth. Nearly half of young transgendered people have seriously thought about taking their lives, and 1/4 report having made a suicide attempt. Each episode of LGBT victimization, such as physical or verbal harassment or abuse, increases the likelihood of self-harming behavior by 2.5 times on average. Students from schools with clear policies on LGBT-related bullying are less likely to report a serious harassment problem and report higher rates of feeling safe at school. By adding language protecting LGBTQ students and staff into your anti-discrimination policy, you send a strong message. You matter, we see you, we care, and you are safe here. If you want to provide an inclusive, safe, and caring environment for all students, as Mr. Williams has been quoted, if you all really care about the safety and well-being of the students at LCPS, please send that message loud and clear by including in your policies unambiguous language supporting the rights of our LGBTQ students and staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Charlotte McConnell to be followed by Jamie Gregg.
Hello, I'm Charlotte McConnell, and I'm from Sterling Park. Mr. Jeffrey Morris, I'm glad that you do not want to put labels on other people. Putting labels on other people is oppressive. You might not want to label yourself, but there are many people who do want to label themselves. They want to be able to identify themselves as well as create community. Our differences should not be ignored because that would be ignoring an aspect of an individual. Our differences can enrich our community. Removing labels would be taking away a person's voice. Inequality stems from an imbalance in power structures, and we need labels to discuss these power structures. This is a legal document. It needs to be explicit. Students, faculty, and prospective faculty should read this and see those labels like a candle lighting the way. These labels say, I see you and I support you. You matter and I want to help you. Rice University conducted a study on the public awareness of sexual orientation, employment anti-discrimination laws, and found that anti-discrimination laws can have a significant positive impact on how gays and lesbians are treated in employment situations. Laws are effective at reducing discrimination. I suggest you adopt the policy as it is laid out by the Loudoun County government, which states, this county does not discriminate against employees in any aspect of employment or applicants, and goes on to include political affiliation, sexual orientation, or gender identity. I want to say to Connie Rice, I love you. I want to say to Susan Hayden, I love your daughter. And I want to say to Holly Patterson, I love your son, and I'm sorry for the struggles you go through, and I don't want any more children to go through that.
Thank you. Please. Jamie Gregg to be followed by Shay Mohajer.
Hi, I'm here tonight because I support the expanding of the non-discrimination policy to protect LGBTQ employees as well as serve as a model for students. I have a child that happens to be transgender, and my husband and I met with the principal, dean, and counselors of his school in June to talk about logistics. We were told by the principal that as long as we didn't demand our rights, all would be fine. If we didn't rock the boat, all would be fine. That he was keeping a close eye on the Gavin court case, and that he would have many parents coming if any of this got brought up. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words here. Without a policy, these students and administration and teachers have nothing to use as guidance. They are making things up as they go along, it seems to me. And they have nothing to guide them, and they have nothing to fall back on if there was parents that did come forward. In Loudoun County, as part of anti-bullying lessons, we teach elementary students to be upstanders, to look out for those who are targets of bullying, to stand up for what's right. If we expect elementary students to be upstanders, we adults must do the same. Please expand the non-discrimination policy to protect LGBT students and teachers in Loudoun County. Thank you.
I'd like to remind the audience that please not clapping so we can move through the system. You can raise your hands like this. We can move through the speakers. We still have plenty to go. Shay Mohajer to be followed by Philip Thompson.
I attended Loudoun County Public Schools as an elementary, middle, and high school student. I participated in extracurriculars, maintained honor roll status, and attended Friday night football games. If I sound like your typical Loudoun County native, it's because I am. And I am a proud member of the LGBTQ community. My identity has shaped my everyday experiences on personal and professional levels. I can't erase this label or any labels that define my experiences. In today's world, we've not advanced to the point of seeing our labels as unique yet equal. Therefore, we can't pretend that these differences don't exist and that we're better off without them. We have to accept our labels and recognize that our differences are what make us worthy of support, protection, and equal treatment within our communities. It would be detrimentally idealist to eradicate all labels which offer us anti-discrimination protections. Labels are our reality. Tonight, you are faced with a decision that will have a lasting impact on the label that is the reputation of this board. Will the LCPS Board of Supervisors be labeled as an elected group of individuals who represent the interests of all individuals whom it serves, including members of the LGBTQ community? Or will the LCPS Board of Supervisors be labeled as the elected group of individuals whose only interests they serve to protect are their self-interests?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Philip Thompson to be followed by Teja Valuru. Lurie.
I'm Philip Thompson, President of Loudoun County NAACP. I'm not a label. I wore labels to show you how stupid that sounds. I'm not a label. But you can tell I'm a black man. And as a black man, I would like to have the protection to not be fired because I'm a black male. That's why we have discrimination classifications for protected classes. By the way, white people are a race, and they are also protected. Anybody that would seem to be in your position should know that white people are protected under discrimination law. They file discrimination cases all the time. What's important here today is that in order to gymnastic your way around your anti-LGBTQ bias, you talked about removing all of the classifications, all of the different protected classes, so now your discrimination policies mean nothing. If you do that, they mean nothing. So I'm here to say that is unacceptable, and that can't be done. And I think you already know that because your lawyers told you that, so I'm pretty sure you've got that down clear. But what's important today is that we need to protect everybody in the school system. Everybody should, no one should be able to be fired just because they're this or that, you know? And that's very important. And this board has a tremendously bad history of taking care of everyone that doesn't look like you. And I hope that at some point you get that through your heads, that the rest of us are here, we're not going nowhere, and we expect you to protect us too.
Thank you.